Hello, welcome to Civilization 5 playthrough set 2. I mean, I've done more than 2 sets of Civilization, but under different titles really. The last one was myself and my wife playing a multiplayer game, but it's back to single player Civ now. I was going to do The Sims this weekend, but the program is not working for some reason, and I don't really want to spend the time troubleshooting it. So what better than Civ? And I thought I'd up the difficulty level a bit. So we'll see how it goes, but it's still kind of a beginner's guide. I'll be going through what I'm doing and so on, and I'm no expert player, but I can beat the game at the easiest levels, but I want to just bump the difficulty up a bit and see how it goes. So here we are on the opening screen, and I'll just have a quick look at the options, which you may want to consider as well. Automated workers don't replace improvements. I have this because sometimes I can manually set a worker to do something and then set him on automatic, and hey presto, the AI, the artificial imbecility, goes and makes him change it all back again. So I tend to leave that switched off, at least until maybe the late game when I have too many workers and too much to do and can't be bothered, and also when a lot of land worked could usefully be reworked anyway, because there are new technologies which can do better jobs and so on. This one I usually have automated workers don't remove features. That's forests and jungle and things, because they give you advantages in the later game if they're there. In the early game, when you chop down a forest or something, you get some hammers in your city. That is production. They're used directly as production points in effect. But if you leave them, later in the game you can build a lumber mill, which is like a sustainable forestry. And jungle gives you extra science, and I'm not really sure what the benefit of marshes are. I suppose they're good for messing up your boots. I think it's useful to have extra info on the display, so when a settler is selected, the little icons will appear showing you what the various hexes do. That's what I usually have. This I usually have switched off so that when I've told a unit what to do, it doesn't jump instantly to the next unit, it plays the animation. However, sometimes it jumps immediately anyway, so that one doesn't even work properly. Interface options, auto unit cycle, once I've sent an order, get on to the next one, or something like that. So otherwise you'd have to press a key, and I don't actually know what the key is, but I could look it up, but I never use it, so what the heck. Video options, I'm playing on 1280 by 768, which is as close as Civ can get to YouTube's 1280 by 720. I don't have a 1920 by 1080 screen, otherwise I suppose I might play in that mode. But I do use high graphics where possible. Audio options, music off because YouTube is scared of it, speech off because I just don't like it, and I'm not using any multiplayer options because this is a single player game. So okay, that's the options that I've got. I suppose it's possible to show the score list, but the trouble is on this low resolution it kind of takes up a lot of screen territory over here, and so I'll just have to guess or something. So let's get started. Not using any mods in particular, just going to play a standard single player game. Set up the game. I think if you play now it plays with the current settings, but I want to go through them, so we hit setup. There are lots and lots of leaders to choose from. You really can, and you can download more. I like to play at random. I've got some added ones here somewhere, but take your pick really. But me, random. Map type, random, but not Earth. Okay. There are lots and lots of different types of maps, and there's additional maps, and I don't know what. But the game sort of depicts you coming out of the Stone Age. You're not going to know what kind of a planet you're on, are you? I take it that this is some kind of parallel Earth. Some strange universe where stuff is the same but different. Now, most online games play on a standard map size, but I think huge is more fun. The games can last longer, but one of the advantages is sometimes you're not quite so close to your neighbours at the start, and you've got a little bit of breathing space sometimes before a war starts. Difficulty level. Now, what should I do? The last one I played, I think, at Chieftain, because that was the multiplayer with my wife. And I've played at Warlord at the last, but it claims here I've played at Prince before. But because I haven't played for quite a long time, I might stick with Prince. And if I win, then maybe I'll go up a bit. The Prince difficulty is, once you more or less know what the rules are, try that. But bear in mind that the artificial imbecility will be a little bit aggressive, possibly. Game pace has to be quick because otherwise it'll take too long. I think the game may be 20 or 30 episodes long anyway, 20 or 30 hours. And, well, what's advanced setup? Let's have a look. You can choose the civilizations. I've turned off the time difficulty. Or the time victory. With the time victory, the game just ends on some certain turn, and whoever has the highest score is the winner. But I'd really rather just win or give up at some point if the game's going nowhere, i.e. if I'm losing too badly. There are lots of options. You can explore them at your leisure. Go back, and you can randomise, I suppose, these settings, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take these settings, and since I haven't played at Prince for a while, yes, I'm not going to go up to King. I'm going to, on this level, the AI and yourself have the same bonuses. On higher levels, you tend to get penalties, and the AI gets bonuses, and, well, who wants that? Oh, I'm Genghis Khan. Well. I get extra 30% when fighting city-state units or attacking a city-state. Oh, right. All mounted units have +1 movement. And I have a Keshik, which is a mounted unit, and a Khan, which I don't know what it is, and the little blue circle isn't going to tell me. So I have to think about my strategy here. Rather than ally with city-states, maybe I can just, take their cities and be a marauder, a sociopath, after all. I mean, I wasn't planning to do that. I was thinking of allying with city-states, actually, but, this is a war game. Let's face it. Maybe I should use city-states as free cities. At least some of the time. Especially when I get my special units. Oh, here you go. Keshik. Moves 5, strength 16. That's pretty good. It comes in the Middle Ages. It replaces the knight. And the Khan. A great person replaces the great general. So he moves faster and can heal units. Well, okay. Let's get on with it, right? And here we are at the opening screen. Now, I'm going to shuffle the screen about a bit because, as I mentioned, the resolution is low. At the bottom, there are a few more options. You've got this little button here, which turns it into a board game kind of view. I don't use it much, but it's nice actually to have it there just in case. You also have some map options here. The game will give you recommendations as to what to do with your workers or something. You can hide them if you want. You can turn on and off the resource icons, which are these. That's chocolate, that's marble, but I find it easier to have them on. Yield icons are these things. You remember in the options we switched it on when a civilian unit was selected. We have a settler selected, but you can have them on all the time and everywhere if you like. Hex grid, I have that on because it makes it easier to work out movement. Trade routes can be visible or invisible. I prefer to have them switched on, but we don't have any at the moment. And at the top of the map you have all the stats, and so I usually position the map so that you can actually see the stats, and the buttons at the bottom are less important. So just move it down a little bit more. There we go, you can just about see the stats. There'll be more up here. So here we are. First unit, it is a settler. And there are various things you can do with him, like kill him, send him to sleep. No point at the beginning of the game. The point of the game is to build cities. And we have to look around and see where might be a good place to build a city. And we have some resources which are nice. Extra food in these squares or hexes. Some marble, it's a good resource. And we have some hills which are good defensive terrain, and we're behind a river. Good defensive terrain, maybe good. In general, it is not good to move on the first turn because you get behind the other players who mostly will settle straight away. However, if you are in a bad location and you can get somewhere good in just 1 or 2 movements, it may be worth considering. For now, I'm just going to settle this settler, so hit the button to found my first city. Karakorum. And various things have happened. But first of all, I have a worker who can maybe start exploring. It's not totally crucial to defend your city, because they have some built-in defence anyway. It is good to do so, obviously, especially if you're being attacked, but it's not as crucial as in earlier versions of Civilization. So he's popped up onto the hilltop and he can see around him a bit. Bananas over here. And I have to also choose production, which is what it says there, and choose my technology. So let's choose production first. First thing I want to do is explore. Now, some people say start with a worker. It depends on your playstyle perhaps. I'm going to go for a scout. I really want to find out what's around me, where my enemies are, and where I'm going to place my second city at some point. Next, choose research. Because you're guiding a civilization, you're going to advance in technology, hopefully. So we have to choose something. And let's have a look at the whole technology tree, shall we? You can see there's loads of them. Whoosh. Right now we're at the beginning. The green ones are available, and we're not actually researching anything because I've got to choose it. And if we look on to what I'm going to need, there's library for science. There's more advanced things. Philosophy, National College, which gives you a big boost on science. But you have to have a library in every city, and it might be a good thing to do. If in the early game you're afraid of getting behind, I might go for that. But the trouble with that is, on the other tracks you have some of the more military things. So it can be a little difficult to choose. Plus you need some basics. Like for that chocolate, I'm pretty sure if I close this and look at the chocolate, I may need some. It requires, if you look on the left over here, it says it requires calendar. Okay. Calendar is that one. I probably will have to go this way first, but I want an archer first. Just in case I'm attacked really early on. And pottery will help the city grow. What do I do? I'm going to go for pottery first, because I can build a granary, maybe, and help my city grow. I can build a shrine and get my city some sort of religious efforts going, which religion is a kind of money in this game. And I can head towards writing and calendar anyway with that. But I'll be jumping back and forth between the technologies, and there's a lot of scope for doing different things and going. You have to research pretty much all the technologies in the end, but how you do them and what you choose can vary things a lot. And I've got this little display up here where you can display different stats. I usually have the science, my research going. And next turn. And it's processing turns for other players down here. And we just wait for it, basically. Oh, now my worker has... Not worker, my warrior has woken up and he can explore a bit further. Hasn't seen anything new because he was on top of a hill there. You can see it. You roll the mouse wheel to go in and out. All this is the fog of war. My guys know nothing about the surrounding countryside. Nothing else to do. Next turn. Ooh, another river or something. Maybe it's the same river. There's another hill here. I might head towards that because it will allow me to look around. Yes. The movement is a bit faster over the plains and grassland than it is over in through forest and hills. I can see some mountain here. Some buffalo there, or bison. Somebody has founded a religion already, or at least a pantheon. They've made up some gods. Or discovered them, depending on your attitude. Alright, well, the warrior's going off that way. Let's head off in more or less the opposite direction, shall we? Oh, I found something. Some more hills. It's good to stand on the hills, you can see further. Oh, choose production. Because I've produced that guy, I can now produce something else. A monument generates culture, which will help the city's borders expand at this stage in the game. It's also one of the ways of winning the game. Build up more culture than your rivals, and towards the end more tourism than their culture. In the Brave New World expansion, which I have. Or anyway, in this case, in the early stage, help your city's territorial expansion. I'm going to build a worker, however, and he will be like a farmer and stuff. He'll build farms and mine the hills and things of that sort. I've discovered ancient ruins. I will talk a bit about victory conditions and so on later on, or as we go. But the main thing at the moment is just to be doing something. Bear in mind, you are trying to build a civilization one way or another, or at least conquer the world or something. I've found some ancient treasures, 80 gold. Hooray. That means I have 93 gold and I'm gaining 2 a turn as it happens. I'm gaining 5 science a turn. For no obvious reason, but my people are probably looking at the butterflies in the forest or something. See what we can see down here. Okay. Ah, my city's population has grown. Now, if you look at the city, this is the city screen. I can change production in here as well, if I want to, but I'm building a worker already and I'm happy with that. If I have a load of money, I can even buy stuff instead. And this gives me the readout of what my city's doing. It's got a surplus of food, quite a lot of production. It's going to take me 11 turns. If I want to, I can open the citizen management here, and I can tweak these by moving them about. You click on them and then click on the destination. So let me see what I can do. Plus 2 food, 4 production, 3 gold, 5 science. Well, Supposing I switch to a production focus, you see no food, so there's no growth, but 6 production. Gold focus doesn't make a lot of difference because don't actually have any gold icons here. Science focus, again, no difference. Food focus, on the other hand, was what I had in the first place. I can't do any better than the governor at the moment. So I'll leave it at that, but I'm probably going to keep coming back here and double checking, because I want to try and manipulate this manually, because sometimes it's being a bit slow to produce something and I can speed it up and sacrifice some growth. The automatic governor does quite a good job, but sometimes it's nice to tweak it. I think I'm going to come back around now and see what's around my city. And the same for you here. We'll maybe head over here. I've discovered pottery, which allows me to build a granary, which provides extra food. And I can build a shrine, producing faith. Which is a kind of money, as I say. You can buy units with it, ultimately, which is quite amazing. Now we have here some truffles, which are tradable goods. And I can choose new research, because I've got pottery. Let's have a look where to go next. Some defensive units. We'll get on to working this chocolate, or writing even, because libraries are so important. Archer first, I think. If I had loads of deer or foxes around my city, which I don't, then trapping would become important. Obviously the wheel is ultimately pretty useful, and ability to build city walls is pretty useful, especially if the place turns out to be warlike. You have so many choices in this game, and I haven't even looked at these things. We'll look at them as we go. In truth, I don't use them that much. Two things there. I found barbarians and I found ruins, but let's go back up there. Now the ruins are unfortunately next to the barbarians, which is a bit of a shame, because a scout is not that great against barbarians, but I might be able to just nip in and nip out. Maybe. Barbarians are inevitably hostile. They're semi-nomadic raiders, basically. So quick. Ooh! I have equipped myself with advanced weapons. My scout may be able to take on the barbarians. Oh, I found a natural wonder. Mount Kailash. It's increased happiness in the Empire. Happiness is important because if your civ is unhappy, you end up getting riots and rebels, rebellions and rebellious units appearing within your territory, and productivity is lower. Keep your happiness positive if you can. So, and Mount Kailash also gives me extra faith, and I gain 2 happiness if it's within my borders. Therefore, it's really possibly a great idea for me to produce a settler soon and grab this land. Now, what is my... He's turned into an archer. Very nice. To attack the units, you select your guy with the left button, and you right click on the target, or you can use these buttons and left click all the way. It's possible he should be standing on the mountain, really. I'm not quite sure what his range is up there. It might be one. He might be alright up from up there, and then he will be safe from an easy counter-attack. But he's in defensive terrain anyway, a forest. Oh, they've spawned a second unit. That's so annoying. Kill, kill, kill. You usually need 2 units to get these guys. Oh, I've met somebody else. Lord Gajah Mada of Indonesia. Yes, well-fed chappy. Don't suppose he knows any other players, though. It's not what I can say with, but hi. Where have I met him? Is it down here? Up here? Oh, there he is, right. What to do? Run away? Maybe. Maybe he'll attack Lord Gajah Mada, what's his name? I'm looking for a spot around this mountain where I can send a settler, another settler. I have archery, so I could potentially build an archer. Can I fire at him? Yes, I can. Fantastic. See, if I click there, it shows me how many turns it's going to take him to get there. Choose research. You can click there or you can click here, and Karakoram has grown. So first of all, research. Let's have a look. Caravan could be useful for trade. Horses could be useful. It will tell me where the heck they are, because I am a Mongol. My units are horse based. I probably should do that despite this. And my city has grown in population, so let's see if I can manipulate it at all. I clicked this to open this before, remember. You can move your capital city somewhere if you want to. This one has the palace. Now, the border has expanded for the marble. He's producing food, which means he's growing. But can I improve it? Could I get... If I got a bit less food, I would get a bit more production, for example. And it doesn't even affect how long it takes me to get that guy. But it does stop the growth. See, if I did that, still 2 turns. There's no real benefit to it at all, really. So keep it on the food, and think about speeding up the next one, maybe. The thing about animal husbandry, it reveals horses on the map. They're not known about at the moment, but if they're near me, I might see them. I think I need another scout. Might be useful to settle, say, here or there somewhere. Ah, next thing I can do, I can adopt a policy. I have accumulated culture, and every time you accumulate some increasing level of culture, you can adopt a social policy, a form of government, if you like. These are the 4 that I can do at the moment. That comes much later. These come later, depending on various technologies. I need to be in the classical era for this one. I need to be I think in the industrial era or something like that. Oh no, Renaissance, medieval, classical. Well, we have tradition, good for small empires. It helps with border expansion, which obviously is important for cities. Liberty, on the other hand, gives you culture, which also expands your cities. And you also get, with each of these, you get a lot of policies you implement one at a time. And you'll see how it works as we go through, but the various things you can do. Honour is good if you're in need of a military type of game, and it might be very good for me as a Mongol, actually. And piety if you're thinking of leveraging faith a lot. It particularly, I think it gives you quite good bonuses with city-states. Am I right or am I wrong? It doesn't seem to. Gives you lots of extra faith though. But I'm thinking, as a Mongol, I'm going to go for tradition first of all, and maybe honour later. But you can jump back and forth between them, if you like. But I'm probably going to plough through all of these first, all these governments, and see how it goes, and then go into another one. My target now is 20. It was 15, it's now 20. I'm gaining 4 a turn. People with the pointiest sticks, that's military strength. Not me. And Gaja's rotten, look at that. I have cleared the barbarian camp and gained some money. But there is another barbarian floating around somewhere. So do I work the marble or do I work the farm? If he goes up here, there may be a barbarian sneaking around in this fog of war. I'm going to play safe. We'll go here and build a farm shortly. Oh, I have found a city-state. This one is a cultured city-state, so if I befriend it, I get culture from it. They also have gems. If I become an ally of them, I gain those gems. Also, if you're an ally of them, they will fight on your side. They're like non-player characters, but they expand their borders, but they don't spawn new cities. They're not after building an empire. Choose production. What am I going to build? An archer, a settler, a scout. What to do? I'm going to build a scout again. Promote a unit. My archer. Because he gains some experience points, he can be promoted. I can give him greater ranged combat strength against units in open terrain, or greater ranged combat strength against units in rough terrain. Well, there's lots of hills, forest and jungle, so I think rough terrain is best, so it's barrage 1. Now he can carry on exploring a bit. Let's head down this way. No, he's done as much as he can. Build a farm, you can click this, or you can click this. These are greyed out because I don't have the technologies. A farm obviously increases your productivity. Now, I could just walk through the city-state's territory, but it will annoy them a bit, and I may want positive influence with them. If you are to plant a city here, it's very close to their borders. I'm probably better off over here where I get the bananas and the cinnamon or spices. Yeah, barbarian. There's the barbarians. They must have gone after Gaja, and that's why his military is so weak. I now have animal husbandry. I can build a caravan for trade routes. And I can find out where horses and that are. I'm at a disadvantage, but still I will give him damage up on the hill. which will disadvantage him when he attacks me next turn. My research, what am I going to do? It's going to be a while before I build a mine, so let's go for writing. I want to get some libraries going, really. I'm not on the coast. I don't need to worry about sailing for the moment. As this is a random planet, it could be that I'm on a giant continent somewhere. Now those barbarians are going to die. Idiots. Right. And what's this? Some barbarians in my city. Oh, look. Drat. Honestly. Let's just play safe and move my workers over here. And bombard these rotters. Dink. Try again. Drag with the mouse. You can scroll, if, but I've got that turned off, edge scrolling turned off, because it doesn't work very nicely in a window. So all you do is you're ready to bombard, right click and... Okay, if it's flashing you can left click, but if you click on it or select it you then have to left click to bombard. It's all a bit strange. But that is your city's natural defences. And not bad. That's the people in the city hurling rocks over the walls, or arrows by the looks of it. Stay there until you're healed. And you bombard this guy again. Oh, rats. Oh, what have I done? Oh, that was my scout, by accident. Oh dear. Luckily, they survived. Honestly. This is annoying. But anyway. Explore around a bit. Choose production. Bombard these so-and-sos, really. There you go, right. Now what am I going to make here? Settler would only be 12 turns. I normally wait for longer, because your city doesn't grow while you're building a settler. But I'm going to build a settler. But now I want to tweak the production, definitely. So, one of the things, when you're building a settler, your city does not grow, so food is set at 0. But that also means that it won't starve either. So you can go flat out for production, and there's no harm in it. It's golden food. This is got some production there. That's got it down to 10 turns, where it was. What was it before? 12. So I've got it down to 10 turns. I don't need the food, but I can get a bit more gold. Right, I think. Hello. Why can't I select that? Yes, okay. A bit too close to the sign here. You can change your city's name, by the way. So okay, I've upped the gold a bit, and I've said forget the food. And so let's return to the map. And I can adopt a social policy, hooray, which means one of these two. I can adopt aristocracy, which gives me extra production when building wonders and +1 happiness for every 10 citizens. Very good. Nice. On 6. I'm not building a wonder, but will eventually. Garrisoned units cost no maintenance, and cities with a garrison gain extra range, or extra range combat strength. That has to be happening. How about that? Especially with these guys here. Build a farm. There we go. So they're going to dig up my half-built farm, but Karakorum can fire upon an enemy. Let's do it. Left click, left click. Now let's finish them off. Very nice. Next turn. Where's Mount Kailash? That's it, I suppose. You see, I wanted him to go that way, but he went this way. If you want to be sure, it doesn't necessarily show you the truth about where he's going to go, so you do it one hex at a time. He's been promoted. He can heal faster. I can heal him instantly. I can give him extra visibility range. I'm going to do extra visibility. He is a scout. I'm going to put him back in the city and tell him to wake up when he's well. Oh, haha. Goodies. Or baddies, it could be. It could be. Somebody's founded a pantheon, and there are more of these pesky barbarians around. Crudely drawn map, which helps with my exploring. Let's have a look. Oh my. There's horses there. Lots of goodies. There's cows. A good place for a city down here. Good place for a city here, near the mountain. Barbarians coming from somewhere down here. I need to send a few troops out that way, generally. And somebody's founded a pantheon again. My computer's starting to make a bit of noise. It does that when it gets a bit process intensive. Come back here and finish this farm. Now. Oh my. These guys are everywhere. Well, I get a minor victory against them. Might as well keep killing them, I suppose. I've explored around and found some places I want to put cities. I have found writing! Hooray! So I can build the library, which boosts my science. Now these guys have explored a bit, so found a camp, and it's quite close to me. Okay. Well, these guys have also gone out. Well, they're explorers first and fighters second, so... Oh, they're all over the place. Look at this. I don't want to fight them across the river. Let's just fortify and let them attack me with any luck. And they can throw themselves at me across the river. Maybe it'll be alright. I should say something about these stats on the city here. That's the city's defensive strength. 11. It's going to build its settler in 4 turns. The city itself is not growing, otherwise it would show you the number. And that is its population. And this means it's the capital. Choose research. It's probably about time I got the chocolate and things of that sort. But if I do mining, where's the marble working or stone working? I would need that for the marble. And I need calendar for the chocolate. I'm going to go for mining because it'll boost productivity if I can build mines. And productivity is a good thing, a necessary thing. I can build another farm. I can't do this or this because I don't have the requisite technologies. I can't even build a mine, so let's build that farm. And hope the barbarians don't come wandering over. And I've got to explore in this general direction. See what's down here. You're on my side of the river, I think. Okay. Let's see. Haha. See, I needed a bunch of units and better ones than these. Oh. That's too much for me to deal with. I've got horses there. Good, very good place for a city here. Horses, bison, truffles. Somewhere like here, or on this hill or something. Because you've got the river, you've even got bananas. Very nice. Which unit is to be promoted? Where is he? This one. I can heal him instantly, which will give him an advantage. And tell him to just fortify, but he'll wake up on seeing the enemy, which he will see right away. I might just pause the game briefly to see if I can stop this buzzing noise. Hold on a second. I suppose you won't notice anything, but there we go. Okay, well I'm back. I think I may have stopped it, but well, it remains to be seen, really. Construct a farm down here. A bit close to those barbarians, but maybe I can keep them occupied. Gonna go for the weak ones. And you might come over here and help. Because these have to be cleared up, so my settler can go over there safely. In fact, maybe I should just send my scout up to help as well. Annoyingly. Here's my settler. Now let's pick a spot for him. But obviously I can't send him unattended or unaccompanied. It would be far too dangerous. But let's just get him up to here. Kill these guys. Now I have to think about what to do now because they're going to starve. But it does depend on what I'm going to buy. Am I going to have the city grow? Build a library, build a granary for growth? Build the great library to give extra science? Oh my god. Growth is going to be an issue for me. So let's... How long will it take? But if I go back to producing food, that's quite good for food. This is very good for food. 8 turns though, instead of 6 turns. Seven turns, it's compromise. And I'm still generating gold, which I think is good for flexibility in the long run. I can just adopt a social policy. This provides free culture building in my first 4 cities. It's fantastic. I don't need the extra happiness and what have you right at the moment. I'm in the plus. Let's go for free culture buildings, whatever they are. Does it mean the first culture building I build will be free? Or what? buildings. I have a free monument. There it is. Bang. Fantastic. Culture now an extra 2 per turn. Oh, it's still buzzing, this computer. How about that? I have researched mining, though. He was going to go up here and help, but I think my guy is actually surviving. Let's send him sort of around about. I don't want him to go too close to these guys. So go up here, you. Yeah, exactly. And you can't go there because you can't stack units much. Go here then. Got to keep an eye on him. And you go here just to generally protect. You're going to die if you fight anybody, obviously, but let's see how it goes. Research. Now, what to do? What to do? Chocolate for my worker to build. Horseback riding, but I need trapping and I need the wheel, you can see. But construction is very good because I get a better archer, and masonry will allow me to build walls, but I'll need the wheel for this too. So rather looking at the wheel, but I want to give my worker stuff to do. I'm going to build a calendar first. It may allow me to trade chocolate with some of these other guys, of which I've only met one so far if you think about it. Diplomacy. Where is it? His score is the same as mine at the moment. How are we doing? I don't know where his city is, but if I swap embassies with him, he'll see he has some truffles to trade. What does he think of me? Can I tell? Not really, no. I guess he thinks nothing much of me so far, so good. Somebody else has founded a pantheon. I haven't founded a pantheon. Most progressive people. I'm at the bottom of the list. Lack of social policies. There you go. But I am now generating culture at a reasonable pace. Now let's see if I can find him. He's generally coming from this direction. I'll watch this closely. I can build a mine, so let's just do it. See who's after that settler. Construct a mine. Kill these guys. You over here get some protection at least, and you're a hex away because they're moving one hex at a time through the forest or jungle. Exterminate. Thank you. Now I want to build somewhere around Mount Kailash. So these places, although nice, are not what I'm after. I think probably somewhere like this. It's quite away from my city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hexes from my city. But I'm in range of all of these. And I can even get farming along the edge of the river a bit. So I'm going to send him up here. But not on his own. I don't know if there's a barbarian lurking here that I can't see. So just skip the turn for the moment. Next turn. Yerevan seeks a new natural wonder. Well, I'm about to find one for you. Don't worry. Oh, he's been promoted. Extra defense, extra barrage, yes. Now, I think I will send him out to defend my settler. And he will come back to Karakoram. Another one. Well, hopefully that's near Raja, what's his name? Karakoram has grown. The granary's going to be in 2 turns, but if I were to knock off the gold for a bit, can I speed it up? No, it's still 2 turns. So I'll keep on with the gold then. Next turn. Somebody's entered the classical era. Some barbarians there as well. He wants to set up an embassy. Well, it's good for relations, but it does let them know where your city is. I think... Oh, alright, it'll tell me where his is. It's up there. Somewhere. Here we go, Jakarta. So up to the north. So, okay. If I avoid putting cities too close to him, maybe it won't upset him too much. Choose production. What on earth to build? I could build a great library. I could build an archer. I should build an archer, honestly. I could build a caravan. I could trade with Jakarta. I need some defences. I'm playing at a higher difficulty level. You never know what these guys are like. Well, you do know, they're rubbish. Isn't there a farm there already? I thought I had already built one. Oh. Maybe I didn't finish it. Okay. Riga, a maritime city, so I get food if I befriend them, and horses and pearls potentially if I ally with them. And actually, they can have quests, they want stuff to be done, and you can improve your relations like that by giving them gift and things of this sort. He wants to come and fight me. Well, fight Riga. Well, I've met Zanzibar now. Mercantile. Irrational. Fine. They give me some money. That's nice. Finish the farm. Now, where are you going to build this city? It's saying all the way over there. It's not really what I'm after. I'm thinking here. Wait. I want access to a bunch of resources, and I can see these are good. But this, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, I will get that eventually. So the advantage of this is the faith and the happiness. I mean, if this was built here, for example, I would get it. I could build another one over there. I would get it eventually, but then Yerevan might get it. I'd have to... I can buy these hexes eventually. What a decision, what a decision. Well, I'm going to pause the game here and end part 1 and have a bit of a think about it. I'll come back right away, I expect, in part 2, and I might be able to terminate this infernal buzzing at the same time. How about that? So let's just see if I can save the game. Here it is. I'm going to save it in slot number 1. That's it. See you in part 2.